If you want to watch anime like Mob Psycho 100, ReZero, and the upcoming new season of Attack on Titan, check it out over on Verve's Crunchyroll app built into Verve, so you don't have to even have Crunchyroll. Just get the combo pack, and that includes all the features within Verve, and it doesn't crash. This thing's only crashed on me once in years that I've used it. Check out Verve, try it out for free, vrv.co/geekdom. Try it for free now. So let's talk about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, written and directed by James Gunn, but not coming out anytime soon. I think it's coming out in 2 years. I believe 2021 is the release date. And it would have been sooner if it wasn't for that whole, well, it may have been sooner if it wasn't for that whole James Gunn controversy. He has to go do, what is it, the Suicide Squad 2 first, and then he'll come back and do Guardians 3. And I did a video a few days ago, a couple weeks ago, recently, here on World of Geekdom discussing Thor 4. And now, things may have changed. Even though I do think that eventually probably we'll get a Thor 4, it's possible that with what happened in Avengers Endgame, things could be a bit different. So, without going any further, this is going to have some spoilers for Avengers Endgame, okay? You've been warned. Avengers Endgame spoilers coming. Okay, here we go. I want to discuss the Guardians 3 plotline, what it could be. Now, obviously, with the end of Endgame, a couple things changed with the Guardians of the Galaxy. First of all, Gamora, who, the one from their timeline, died in 2019. And, well, not 2019, 2018, that version in Infinity War. She's dead because Thanos threw her in the pit and got the Soul Stone. Now, there's obviously been theories that Gamora is still inside the Soul Dimension. And with the end of Endgame, what they really didn't explain is what happened to 2014 Gamora, because I've only seen the movie a couple times and I didn't see her disappear. In other words, when Tony Stark snapped, I did not see Gamora vanish with the rest of Thanos' army. So she's probably still alive, but she escaped somehow, or she's not there somehow. I didn't see that. So we don't know if she actually did go with the snap or if she escaped on a ship or something out into space. But it seems like the storyline for Guardians 3 is going to involve Peter Quill trying to find Gamora, because at the very end of the episode, or at the end of the movie, you see them searching for Gamora in space. So they want to go find her. It could be like the search for Spock type of situation here. You know what I mean? Going forward. But anyways, I'm smiling right now because I wonder if the Rise of Skywalker is going to be the search for Spock. Seems like that could be a possibility, right? But anyways, so the idea is that the plot could be, and again, James Gunn, here's the thing, James Gunn supposedly already wrote the synopsis for the film, but they're probably going to have to be some rewrites done, because I'm figuring the MCU is going to go in a different direction. We know that Adam Warlock was teased in Guardians 2 post-credit scene, so Adam Warlock's involvement in this whole story in Guardians 3 is definitely something that is a high possibility of happening, high chance of that being the case. So Adam Warlock, could of course be the villain of the film possibly, and now the Guardians have Thor among their ranks. So we now have Thor involved in this saga. He's a member of the team, essentially, and that's going to lead to a lot of comedy because it's chubby Thor, it's Chris Hemsworth, who's really good at comedy, working with, Chris Pratt and Batista and all these funny guys, and it could be a really, really funny movie with him and the chemistry between them. Of course, Bradley Cooper as Rocket, there is chemistry there, and it's going to be funny to see them there. So, yeah, the movie could legit be called the Asgardians of the Galaxy. I mean, the joke was made, and there is a comic book line called the Asgardians of the Galaxy. So that seems to be an important plot thread going forward. But I wonder, since Thor left Valkyrie as the Queen of Asgard, I'm wondering if they're ever going to try and rebuild the old Asgard, the one that was destroyed in Thor Ragnarok. I'm wondering if they're ever going to try and actually rebuild that realm. Because I feel like with the events of Ragnarok, I wonder if the 9 realms are in any way endangered. You know what I mean? We also have that 5-year time skip after, when Thanos gets his head cut off by Thor, and then, of course, when Ant-Man comes out of the van and whatnot. I'm wondering what happened during those 5 years. Was the Earth at peace? Were there no villains during that time? It's interesting, and I'm curious about where they go with that. because they have to tell some stories during that 5-year skip. I feel like they should. You can't tell me that you had all these crazy incidents happen for, a decade, and then all of a sudden we have 5 years of nothing. I don't know. Something had to have happened. Maybe they'll talk about that way later. I don't know. But back to Guardians 3. So it feels like the plot is going to revolve around Quill trying to find Gamora. And they may need to have access to, or try to get access to, the Soul Realm. Because the 2018 Gamora, the one from Infinity War, is probably still in there, possibly even as a child. And again, it reminds me of the search for Spock, because if you remember when they found Spock in that movie, he was also a child, and he had to grow from the Genesis torpedo and all that. If you're a Star Trek fan, you know what I'm talking about. But I feel like that could be the main plot of the movie going forward. But then I wonder what's up with Thor. Will we see Beta Ray Bill? I feel like Beta Ray Bill, and I talked about Beta Ray Bill in my Thor 4 video. I feel like Beta Ray Bill has to happen, because Beta Ray Bill is a weirdly popular character among Thor fans. I never thought Beta Ray Bill was that popular when I was a kid, but I didn't know that many people who were hardcore fans of Thor back then, because when I was a kid, the main Marvel titles that everybody loved were Spider-Man and the X-Men. Those were the two main, they were super popular back then. The Avengers were there, but it really wasn't quite to the level of X-Men. X-Men was red hot in the early 90s, and a big reason was that Fox Kids animated series. I mean, that really helped. The video games also. And then the Avengers kind of came along, and, the MCU really put the Avengers back in the limelight. They were a major team, but the X-Men were way more popular among my, recess or whatever, my grade school friends. So that could be a plot for the film there. We got Adam Warlock. Again, I'm actually most interested in Guardians 3 among all the other MCU movies coming up, because there's going to be a lot of interesting stuff. You got that going on. You got, like I said, Adam Warlock. You've got, now what about the fate of the Grandmaster? We have to have the Grandmaster come back. Jeff Goldblum is such a hilarious actor performing that character. Just everything about him. The Lord of Thunder took my champion. The way he's basically Jeff Goldblum playing Jeff Goldblum with God powers. And I know that Kevin Feige in the past was saying, hey, we should at some point maybe do a movie with him and his brother the Collector, Benicio del Toro's character. You got my ticket on that one, just for comedy's sake. So that could be an angle they take with Guardians 3. Guardians 3 could end up being the new Avengers as far as big team-up movies too, because if they bring in Beta Ray Bill, and they have Thor there, and they have other things too going on, Adam Warlock, we're talking about really powerful characters. And I don't know if I would do them all in one shot, because I feel like these characters can be even more important down the road. I think Adam Warlock, if they're going to do the Magus storyline, if they're going to do Magus, should be saved for later. Now, for those who don't know, Magus is sort of like the evil version of Adam Warlock. Very, very powerful. And at one time in the comics, he became so powerful that the Avengers had to go get help from Thanos, if I remember correctly. Right? Now, obviously, in the MCU, Thanos is gone. Even though they have time travel, they can go get another Thanos from another timeline if they wanted to. But I just feel like Magus could be a major Phase 4 event, if you ask me. I don't think they should hold off for Phase 5. I know with Phase 5, the big rumor is X-Men. Because remember, Phase 3 is long. Phase 3 is 10 movies. Phase 1 was only 5. So I'm assuming Phase 4 will also be 10 movies. And I feel like they would have drained a lot of what they could do without the X-Men by then. But then again, there's a lot of Marvel characters. We still got we've got Captain Marvel 2, which is probably going to happen. Probably, we don't know for sure. But we know for sure that Black Panther 2 is coming, and Doctor Strange 2. Because the Carl Mordo storyline is still unresolved from the post-credit scene of Doctor Strange. So we got all that going on. And now Thor with the Guardians of the Galaxy, I think, is going to be a huge plus for that franchise. And I think that's going to be the next, really big MCU movie. I think they'll all do well, but I think that's the next one that could hit that $1 billion mark. Although I was surprised that Captain Marvel did it. It was also because of momentum going into Endgame as to why she did it. But here, it's the return of Chris Hemsworth as Thor. And I think any movie with the original Avengers in it, especially the big ones like Thor and Hulk, are going to do pretty well. And I don't think Hulk's going to be involved in Guardians 3. But I do think, I'm pretty sure that Thor will be. He's part of the team now. Now, if they do the As Guardians of the Galaxy, right? I feel like it won't be like the comic book version. I don't expect to see Kevin Masterson or Angela or any of these characters, you know, Thor's like relatives and other Thors and whatnot. I don't expect that. However, Throg, who is the frog that has a hammer, you know, which is the hammer is made from a shard of Thor's hammer. That could be a great character to play along with Rocket Raccoon. That I would love to see. And then, of course, there's the giant Asgardian suit of armor that we don't even know who the pilot of it is. They could do that as well for Asgardians of the Galaxy. Asgardians of the Galaxy is a brand new title. It started last year. It's brand new for the Marvel comic book universe. And I think that they, you know, Valkyrie's also on the team, of course, but I think that they could take elements from it, but I really don't want them to, you know, to do it exactly. Also, I should mention that the armor is controlled by Kid Loki, and I don't think they should do that either because Loki's getting his own show, so I don't think that's a good idea for that character. But, yeah, I think Guardians of the Galaxy 3 with Thor and a few elements from Asgardians of the Galaxy could be a really fun movie. What do you think in the comments? What do you expect to see? Beta Ray Bill? Adam Warlock? Will they fight? Will we have a new MacGuffin in the MCU? Will they introduce the Heart of the Universe or bring back the Stones somehow? Will they go to the Soul Gem dimension and save Gamora from 2018? Let us know. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to hearing your thoughts in the comments below. Remember to like the video as well. Thank you.